Sanibonani. Good morning. My name is Noma Tamsangamdlazi. I create content on mental wellness and personal development. I hope that wherever you are doing well, you are thriving, and you're just ready to take on the full burden of life. You're just ready to go full force into the kind of person that you're meant to be. This is Life Simplified, a podcast where we discuss all the inspirational, relevant information for your personal development. We try to dig deeper upon the values of humanity to see through how much possible is it for us to live a more intentional, a more deliberate kind of life. So in this video, we derive lessons on part 4 of DANDAPANI's book, The Power of Unwavering Focus, to see through on the benefits of a focused mind. Because really, there has to be more benefits in really the ability to fully focus on the kind of life that you want as a person, to be more intentional and more deliberate in this pursuit towards life itself. So as a community, we're currently sitting at close to 20 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do make sure that you subscribe, you hit the notification bell, and you like, you comment, and just engage in all our conversations. It is important for all of us to understand that we want to grow as a community, to build one another, to understand that yes, life is difficult, right? But we could always simplify it to a bigger extent such that it is not overwhelming as such. But it is important for all of us to be more at peace with wherever you are as a person. So really my intent in this pursuit is really delivering the best conversations to these people. So please do make sure that you hit the notification bell, you subscribe to our channel, and just engage in all our conversations. Please and thank you. But before we get on to the 7 benefits of a highly focused mind, I want to share a bit of lessons with you from this book. He says that technology is here to serve you, not for you to serve it. This is a very crucial point because really, as a society, we're headed to the 4IR, right? The fourth industrial revolution. And we should get to a point where we want to learn how to leverage technology to be able to live the life that we want and not necessarily become slaves to technology itself, but to be able to live the life that we want and manifest the main purpose of our lives without necessarily being distracted by it. So it truly is important for you, if you want to learn how to manifest the main purpose of your life, to learn how to leverage technology to get the most out of life and fully be at a position where you could fully execute on that which is the purpose of your life as a person, right? Without struggling in quite a lot of things and quite a lot of distractions simply because of technology. So you should understand that technology has to stay at a position where it serves you and that you are not here to become a slave to it, right? So the second point I want to share with you is that dictate where your awareness goes, then you are allowing it to dictate where your energy flows to, right? So it truly is important for you to learn to dictate your awareness, to dictate your attention, to dictate your focus towards whatever it is that you do. Because when you do that, ultimately you dictate where your energy goes. Energy is a very critical, it's a very crucial resource, and we should learn to be more intentional about really understanding that it is a very scarce resource, and we don't want to waste energy on things that are way unnecessary for our lives, right? So it says, it can also emotionally upset you, robbing you of your peace of mind and shaking up awareness unnecessarily. Choose what content you allow awareness to see and engage in, right? So it truly is important for you to learn to understand where you want to focus your awareness, right? Because at the end of the day, if you are struggling to fully focus your attention on stuff that you're more intentional about, then you'll be struggling emotionally. There's things that will rob you of peace simply because you've lacked the ability, the accountability to fully focus your attention on that which matters in your life, right? So it truly is important for us to learn to be more intentional about where we dictate our energy, where we dictate our awareness, because ultimately that's the level of experience, that's the level of energy you will experience at the end of the day. And you don't want to focus your attention on things that at the end of the day will make you angry. You don't want to do that. If you are truly a highly focused type of person, you're more intentional in all your pursuits towards life itself, right? And then the other lesson is that many people spend vast amounts of time indulging in the past, and in doing so, unknowingly permit the only moment that truly matters, the present, to slip by unbeknownst to them, right? So it truly is important for all of us to understand that we should understand that we can't get to a point where we can fully manifest the main purpose of our lives, and yet we can't structure that really there is the future, there is the past, and there is the present, right? And we should fully focus our awareness, our attention on that which is in the present, if we want to be able to be at a position where we fully manifest the main purpose of our lives without struggling, spending so much time thinking about our past mistakes, our past traumas, and quite a lot of things. We want to be able to constantly reinvent ourselves as a people, right? So if you could get to that position, we could be at a point where we could fully execute and manifest the main purpose of our lives, right? So, Uti, when awareness spends a great deal of time absorbed in mental fantasy and daydreaming about the future, disappointment, sadness, and depression may follow. This is because what you are conjuring up in your mind is not what you are manifesting in the physical world, right? So, this is very important for us to understand where we consciously let our awareness to go, right? We don't want to be daydreaming about the future. We don't want to be in a position where we want to fantasize about the future, but we want to get to a point where we understand that the only presence is the presence is the only moment in which we have, right? And we can't just let it slip away from our hands. We want to be fully present in the present moment and just fully enjoy it for simply what it is, right? Without struggling in quite a lot of things. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with allowing awareness to travel to the past or the future if it is done consciously and wisely. Overindulgence in either can be detrimental, right? So it truly is important as a person for you to structure your life, understanding that yes, there is the past, there is the future, and there is the present, right? And you want to be able to give balance in all these things without struggling in quite a lot of things, right? Because if you waste most of your time, if you live most of your life indulging in the past, you will lack the confidence to continue to live, to continue to constantly reinvent yourself as a person, right? So it truly is important for us to learn to be more intentional about giving balance in this pursuit. Jordan Peterson also says something that, like, attend fully to the future in that manner while attending fully to the present. Therefore, you stand a good chance of perfecting both, right? So if we could learn to be able to get to a position where you are fully present with your life and you can fully project your future at the same time. That'll be such a beautiful and a perfect life to live, because now whatever it is that you do now in the presence, you understand that those are your intentions. Whatever actions you take for the present are truly deeply aligned to your future as a person at the end of the day. So if you overindulge in thinking about the future or about thinking about your past, you will struggle tremendously. You will struggle with quite a lot of things, with stress, and you will deeply struggle, and you won't be able to fully control your life. So the other truly important thing about the ability to consciously allow where your awareness travels is the ability to eliminate quite a lot of these struggles we have these days. It's stress, it's depression, it's anxiety. So when you get to a point where you can consciously choose where you dictate your awareness, and you understand that it is important for you to be more conscious about the level of attention you give in either the past or the future or the present, then you get to a point where you'll struggle less with with such things. So as a person, I've chosen to fully immerse myself in the eternity of this moment. So it is such a beautiful thing to live in that kind of way, because it gives you the ability to take the present moment and fully immerse it for whatever it is, right? Some of the things that happen in the present moment, I may not necessarily like them, but I embrace them for exactly what they are, and I just become more fully present in those engagements, right? And then he says that worry is awareness going into the future, creating a problem in our mind that has not happened, right? Then returning to the present and being distressed about that problem, right? It truly is important for us to understand how worry is created within the mind itself, right? Because there's quite a lot of people who struggle with stress, with anxiety, with worry, simply because they don't even understand what is going on into their mind. And because they don't even understand what's cooking on into their mind, they can never have the capability to control those situations, to control those thoughts. They can never have them. So you should be truly privileged for you to be reading this with me, to get to a point where you want to understand how your mind works, right? Because if you give yourself such privileges, you will get yourself to a position where you understand how to engage better with life, how to engage better with circumstances as a person. So it truly is important for us to understand that if you want to eliminate worry and quite a lot of things, you should understand that you want to be fully present with your life without struggling. You want to be fully present and fully immerse yourself in the eternity of that moment, right? Without really struggling, your awareness creating quite a lot of distractions within the mind, right? And now he also says that now, if you allow awareness to repeatedly visit that problem in the form of worry, repeatedly depositing energy into it, you are strengthening this problem in your mind. The more energy that is deposited into this pattern in your mind, the worry, the stronger it becomes, right? So it truly is important for you to understand that if you want to understand how your mind works, you should be more at peace with learning more on how the mind itself works, because you'll get yourself at a position where you want to be more intentional about engaging better with stress, about worry and quite a lot of things, right? I'm at a position in my life where I understand that I don't have to be stressing about things that are beyond my control, right? Because I will get myself to a position where I struggle unnecessarily, right? So it truly is important for us to understand that we should be more intentional about learning on how the mind works, so that we could eliminate quite a lot of struggles as we normally have as a people, right? So these are the benefits of a highly focused mindset, right? But the most important thing you need to understand, if you want to be at a level where you fully execute and you fully manifest on that which is the main purpose of your life, is understanding that you need your mind. Your mind is your greatest asset, right? And with that, you don't want quite a lot of distractions. You don't want your mind to be distracted. You want to get to a level where you want to be able to control and dictate where your awareness goes. So these are the benefits of a highly focused mind. Number one, control of awareness, right? So if you understand that you are someone who has truly gone through the process of learning how the mind works, you should now be at a position where you can control your awareness. You can fully focus and execute on that which you understand that it does matter to you. It is highly the main purpose of your life. So it truly is important for all of us to get to a point where we want to control where your awareness goes, especially if you want to be at a position where you fully execute and you manifest the main purpose of your life. So if you the most important thing you need to understand is that when you control your awareness, it brings us to the second point, that you can ultimately control where your energy goes. So energy is a very scarce resource. It is very crucial. It is very important for you to be at a level where you want to understand that, where you control your awareness, that's where your own energy goes ultimately, right? So at the end of the day, you don't want to waste most of your time in distractions and wasting most of your time and energy and distractions in things that will not serve you in the future, right? So you want to be able to get to a level where you can control where your awareness goes and ultimately control where your energy goes, right? So that you could get to a point where you fully execute the main purpose of your life and you eliminate a lot of distractions and you fully execute on that which you believe it is the main purpose of your life, right? So number three, apply willpower. Those are some of this is a very powerful benefit of a highly focused mind, because you'll be able to apply discipline in your life, because now you understand how your mind works. You understand how important it is to control your awareness and then control where your energy goes, and be able to be at a level where you apply discipline in those pursuits. You understand that if you've planned to spend this time in whatever, then you can fully eliminate quite a lot of distractions and fully focus, and you apply discipline in whatever it is that you want to do. You understand how much important it is for you that when you wake up, you fully you make your bed, and after you decide maybe you want to go for breakfast, you do your breakfast and you wash your dishes after then. That's how you live a highly focused mind. You learn to be more intentional and more deliberate about whatever it is that you do as a person. You learn to understand that it is important for you to fully focus in whatever it is without doing trying to multitask and doing quite a lot of things at the same time. So it truly is important for you to understand that one of the benefits of a truly focused mind is understanding the ability to apply discipline, to get to a position where you understand willpower, that it is the determining factor as to whether you'll be able to get to a point where you manifest the main purpose of your life. You need willpower, you need discipline to be able to do quite a lot of things in life. So being able to make your bed and do dishes, those are just the basics of teaching and just creating this habit of your ability to apply discipline in a lot of things, so that when you're at work, if you're supposed to be doing something, you fully focus on that without struggling at going into distractions or trying to be just being distracted unnecessarily, right? So you are at a position now where you want to understand that the applicability of discipline in your life, right? And then number four, it is you are able to be present with life engagements, right? So this is such a powerful tool of understanding how your mind works, right? Because now, if you understand how much important it is for you to be fully present in all your pursuits, you'll get to a point where you eliminate quite a lot of mistakes because you're fully present in all those engagements, right? And you're fully present with the people you love. You engage better with them because you can control where your awareness goes. Your awareness is fully engaged with such people. It is fully engaged with such experiences. So it truly is important for us to get to understand that if we want to live a life in which we could control, we could be proud of at the end of the day, we should understand that we should learn to be more present in our life engagements towards any pursuit at any given situation, so that we could just get the most out of life and just be highly present, just highly conscious of who we are as a people, to be more at peace. Because what I understand about this is that the ability to dictate where your awareness goes gives you a level of peace at the same time, because you're not anxious in this pursuit. So you're just fully present in all your life engagements without struggling unnecessarily trying to prove a point ngapha nangapha, right? Then number 5, manage and overcome worry, fear, anxiety, and stress by harnessing awareness. So it truly is important for us to understand that if you want to understand that how your mind works, it truly is important for you to understand that these are some of the benefits of a highly focused mind, that you'll be able to overcome worry, fear, anxiety, and stress by harnessing your awareness, by harnessing your focus, your attention, right? By focusing as a person. So you eliminate quite a lot of struggles many people have. So you get yourself to a position where you are more at peace, and you get to a position where you can just get more highly focused in whatever it is that you do. And you get to a point where you can just make peace with some of the things that are just beyond your control, because you're just human at the end of the day, and you can just make peace with such things, right? So it truly is important for you, all of us, to understand that it is important for us to understand how the mind works, so that we could experience these benefits and struggle less with worry, fear, and quite a lot of things, even depression to another extent. You will never get to that point where you are depressed and you are whatever, because you could control your awareness as a person, right? And then number 6, manage reactions and responses, right? So it truly is important for you to understand that these are some of the benefits of a highly focused mind, that you could be able to get to a position where you manage reactions and responses, right? You can be able to manage other people's negative critics about you, right? You understand that whatever people's opinion they have about yourself as a person, they are just simply opinions, right? They may not necessarily be true. Those are not facts, right? Whoever can prove a fact about your life, it is only yourself, right? And you understand that you get to a position where you can manage that how things manifest at the end of the day in your life, that's just completely out of your control. The most important thing is to be able to get to a point where you want to get things done as a person. You work really hard to fully focus on that which you believe it is the main purpose of your life, and how events manifest in whatever pursuit, that is just completely unnecessary. It is completely out of your control, right? So you get to that point where you understand that your effort matters towards life itself, and you can just manage reactions and responses at a level where you are more at peace, and you are not necessarily struggling and juggling and quite a lot of things trying to please people unnecessarily. So it truly is important for you to get to a position where you could experience all these benefits of a highly focused mind, because you're at a position where you are more content, you are more at peace as a person, you struggle less because now you understand that it is not your position in life to think what to just dictate where other people's opinions about yourself. You understand that you only that which matters in your life can just fully be exactly that what it is, as long as you make it a fact that that is the only that matters in your life, and not necessarily other people's opinions about you, right? So it truly is important for you to be at a position where you could manage reactions as a person, you manage responses, you understand that and there's this quote that is my favorite. It says something like he who is content with herself disturbs neither herself nor the other, right? So it truly is important that you understand that as a person you can decide if whether you want to live in that content type of state, or you could just be distracted or whatever, right? But the most important thing is your opinion about yourself, right? Not necessarily other people's opinion about yourself as a person, right? Number 7, the focus patterns within subconscious hold awareness and concentration in the conscious mind, right? So it is important as a person for you to work out on building the right patterns in your subconscious mind. We spoke that your subconscious mind is the storage of information and experiences, right? It is the seat of all reasoning and logical thinking, right? So that storage of information and experiences, it has to be filled with the right patterns for you to be able to get to a position where you could fully manifest and execute the main purpose of your life, and have a mind that is just highly focused and is not struggling with quite a lot of things, right? So it truly is important for you to work out on building the right patterns in your subconscious mind, and to build routines. Jordan Peterson spoke about this, that as a psychiatrist, he realized that people who struggle with depression, these are the people who do not even have routines. They just live in jail. They don't really plan when this time is for this time is for that. They don't really have any routines in their life. So the first point in really eliminating such stress, anxiety, and just depression is really the ability to build on routines, right? To build habits, and you plan how you want to live your life as a person, right? You decide what kind of meal is more of a breakfast to you, and you stick to such things so that you struggle less in just unnecessarily as a person, right? So it is important for you to build the right habits, to build routines for your life, so that which, because the moment you build such habits and such routines in your life, they will you would get to a position where your awareness can fully concentrate on such things. You can just fully concentrate in understanding that which it is the main purpose of your life for that particular moment. So I thank you so much for joining me in this beautiful conversation today. This is such a powerful book, and unfortunately we've come to the end of this book review, as we've been trying to review lessons on this book. So part 4 is the last part of this powerful book. So it is important for all of us to get to a point where we want to understand how our mind works. There's quite a lot of information on how the mind works. The psychologists themselves have released quite a lot of stuff. Neuropsychologists themselves have released quite a lot of stuff. There's philosophers, there's quite a lot of information on understanding how to leverage your life as a person, how to live a more focused, a more intentional kind of life. So really, we shouldn't deprive ourselves these kinds of information if we want to get to a level where you want to fully execute and manifest that which you believe it is the main purpose of our lives. The first point is really understanding how your mind works, because mind is the greatest tool. Mind is an asset, right? And you don't want to fill your mind with crap, with just crap stuff where you're just struggling unnecessarily. You want to be able to get to a position where you could store the right information in your mind and just be able to live a life that is just completely free, with not necessarily much of struggles unnecessarily. Because I realized that some of us struggle quite a lot because we think we know, right? And this level of intelligence we have at some point could leave us miserable, right? So it is important for us to understand that how to be able to be fully present with our lives without struggling and quite a lot of things. Because if we could learn how to control where our awareness goes, we could be able to control quite a lot of things. We could stay at a level where we're more at peace as a person, right? So it truly is important for all of us to just be more intentional about learning these things, about learning how your mind works, so that you could just get the most out of life and you're just more at peace without necessarily struggling about things that are way beyond your control as a person. Because there's a category in everything, right? You may wish to get to in whatever level, right? But if it is not time as yet for you to get to that level, it is important for you that wherever you are more at peace, you are content, and you're just happy and you're fully present with that circumstances. One of the truly important stuff about myself as a person that I like to think is that I was fully present with my life. I've always been fully present. I think of this now, that really I've always been fully present with all my encounters towards life itself. I've had fun as a teenager. I've had fun in my childhood, and those were just wonderful moments, and I pride myself that I was fully present in those circumstances. I really never got to a point where, and yes, I've had struggles at some point, but I really never wanted to imagine what different circumstances would have been. No, and I was really intentional about understanding that this is my present, these are my present circumstances, and it is important for me to fully immerse myself in such circumstances. And really as well, now I'm at a point where I want to learn to be more intentional about appreciating the kind of person I am as I'm just more intentional about learning how to engage better with life, and I hope anyone else does get to this level where they want to be fully present with their lives. They want to store that which matters to them in their mindset, right? So that they struggle less with quite a lot of things, right? Without to get to a position where they are more at peace with themselves. Because if you eliminate distractions, if you eliminate voices from the outside world, you will struggle less towards life itself, because you're fully focused on that which matters to your life as a person. But anyway, I thank you so much for joining me in this beautiful conversation. I'm not really sure what could be our next conversation, but I think we will do a review by Robert Greene. I will share lessons from that book. So it is such a powerful book, and I'm truly excited to be sharing this with you. Thank you so much. Bye.